Now, as you can tell, the goal of today's class is to go further in our unit. So I have graded all of your work from Forum 1. That's Forum Activity 5. If you didn't do it, go and jump onto the portal and submit your work so that you can get some points. You won't be able to get full points, but you still can get some points. And go back through to the other units if you're not sure, if you don't see scores or anything like that. Go back and check all of your other work to make sure you've submitted something for every section that's still open. All right. This class, we're going to focus on the review of first and second conditional. You saw conditionals before. We had practice third conditional. But today we're just going to review 1 and 2 and practice those two together. All right. The goal is to get you prepared so you can use them. And then next class we'll do reported speech and start winding down and giving your scores for the whole year. Okay. So let's start with Fernanda. Conditional statements do the job of telling you a little bit of a cause and effect story. There is a condition and there's a result. Now you can put the condition clause first, or you can put the result clause first. Both of those work the same. The difference in structure is if you start with the conditional clause, you will separate it with a comma from the result clause. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. If you start with the result first, you will go with the full sentence without any commas. So water boils if you heat it to 100 degrees. If I practice the piano every day, I'll play poorly, etc., etc. Notice that we're using if for our conditional clause. We can use when. Most of your sentences will be if because they are not necessarily present. They could be a little bit different. We'll also look at how to change our modals. All right, so let's start with you, Fernanda. When do we use the first conditional?
First conditional. We use the first conditional for expressing the future and in cases when the condition is very likely to occur. Examples.
Hmm.
If Bill studies, he
Sorry.
will pass the exam. Bill
Hmm.
will pass the exam if he studies.
Good.
If it doesn't rain, we will go to the beach. We will go to the beach if it doesn't rain.
Hmm.
Will you take the train if you miss the bus? If you miss the bus, will you take the train?
Good. Now we know will is a modal, and we saw it when we were practicing modal that is generally used for possibilities. Now it's also the future, and that's why we call the first conditional the future possibility conditional. Now, if your sentences have different degrees of possibility or probability, you can change your modal. All right. So you will still use if um, with your condition clause, but in your result, you could change it to may. It's a possibility, but they're not sure. You could use should if they're giving their opinion or suggestion, or you can use can if they're talking about the ability of the person to travel or do something. All right, so you could change your modal from will to another modal in your result clause. All right, the goal of the first condition is to talk about possible and likely things in the future, starting now in your present. All right, so it's very important that you have that idea very clear in your mind. The condition is true now. It exists now. And the result will be true in the future, or can be true, or may be true in the future. All right. These results are results of a present situation with their future possibilities. All right, let's go to Francisco. Frank, help us with conditional 2, second conditional.
The second conditional is used to express an unreal possibility in the present, such as a wish
A
or dream,
wish. Mhm.
or for action in the future that is not very probable. Examples: if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. If I would travel around the world if I won the lottery. If Rachel had more time, she would learn to play the guitar. Rachel Rachel would learn to play the guitar if she had more time.
All right, one more.
And would you be happy if you were to get married? If you were to get married, would you be happy?
Good. All right, let me let someone in as well. All right, so the goal here is to talk about something impossible because it's coming from a dream, it's coming from an idea, but the situation is not true right now. So that's the next big difference. Conditional 2 is impossible, improbable, not likely to happen. All right, there are no facts about the situation that will give the result in the future. So you're just thinking about it, you're dreaming, you're wishing. All right, and we use it generally to talk about something that's not real. Maybe the condition for it was in your past, so we use the past simple. But we don't know what the result is of this situation, so we're going to make up a result. For example, you're not buying lottery, but if you did, what would be the result of that action? That's the unreal future. All right, so that's when we use this type of condition. Now notice just the same with the modals. Here we have would, and we have would because here we were talking about the future, which is a real situation, so we could use will or going to for the real future, but the unreal future would be the past tense of will, which is would. We can use the past tense of the others as well. So we could use could for can, all right, or had to, any sort of past forming of the modal you could definitely use when you're expressing the second conditional. Right? You can change your would to other modals to give that same type of expression. All right? Now, it goes without saying that the different types of modals have to match your situation. So be very careful when you choose your verbs and make sure to match. Is it possible or is it impossible? Is it real or is it unreal? Right? We won't use the examples from this section because there's some third conditional activity in this one, but we will use some of the exercises from this one. All right? Now, before I jump over, let's get some more examples in. Renata, we use the first and second conditional.
We use the first conditional and the second conditional to talk about present or future situations. We use the first conditional to talk about possible situations or events that might easily happen, and we use the second conditional to talk about unrealistic situations. If I see Sarah, I'll tell I'll tell her to call you. If I won the lottery, I'd buy a new house. Sometimes we use either the first or second conditional depending on how probable we think the situations are to happen. If I find her, I'll tell her that I love her. If I found her, I tell her that I love her.
Right? Now notice Here we are definitely seeing things as either possible or unrealistic. All right. So you know Sarah. Sarah comes to school with you. So yeah, you can gossip with her and you can share stories with her, or you can give her instructions. So we will use first condition for this. The second one is unrealistic. You don't go and buy lottery tickets every day. So you can't buy a new house with the lottery money. All right. So you would have to have a existing situation to give you a future possibility, or you can just dream and wish and get the second conditional phrases. All right. Some people still in the room who have not added their names to the chat. Don't forget full name and group in the chat. And let's do some exercises. All right, I'm going to go back up. I believe user number 2 on iPhone is Nadia, but I might be wrong. All right, help us with number 1.
If you will be free, Tony, we make you go out for a drink of the cinema.
All right, the formula for the condition is if you have the if clause, you will add your verb tenses here. All right, now look at the structure again. First conditional is if plus present simple. Second conditional is if plus past simple. In this example, it's if plus what? Is it possible or impossible, Nadia? What do you think? Tell me first. Possible or impossible?
Possible, no?
Possible. Bless you. All right. So if we're going to go with possible, what should
If
we
you
use?
possible are,
If it's are. There you go. Good job. So if you are free tonight, we might go out for a drink or to the cinema. Repeat.
if you are, if you possible are free,
No, no, no.
Tony,
Just if you are.
if you are free, Tony, we make you out for a drink of the cinema.
All right. If you are free tonight. All right. And let's continue with iPhone user number 2. What would we use here if the result comes first?
He,
Is it you on both devices, Paula? I see iPhone user 2. I know we have 2 Paulas and 2 Nadias. Who's this user number 2 on iPhone? Let's double check. Are you here with us? iPhone 2?
digo la segunda, es que no.
No, 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 not you, not you, not you. There's another person in the room, but there's no name on that person, so I'm double checking. Let me stop sharing and double check. All right, iPhone 2, can you hear us? All right. Doesn't look like a real person. Give me a second, let me check, guys. All right, let's allow them to come back Mic check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear us now? Go ahead, speak. Can you hear us? Doesn't look like your microphone is working. Maybe you should leave and rejoin to see if your microphone gets activated because we cannot hear you. All right, let's see if it works, if it fixes. All right, let me reshare my screen and let's continue. And let's open up the users again. And this time, let's go with Garcia. And I don't ever use your second name, Paula Yaretsi. Paula, number 2.
Hi. He will be depressed if he fails the exam.
Correct. That's a future possibility. All right. Michelle, number 3.
I didn't know you.
If I didn't
I
know you,
I didn't know you.
you're
I will
forgetting the
think
first word. If I
if
didn't,
I didn't know you,
mhm,
I would think you were crazy.
perfect. Past simple plus would and your infinitive. All right. Ornelas Zamundia, number 4.
Tell me the truth if you can.
Yeah, exactly. Is this something in your powers? All right. Do you have that ability? Let's go with Andrea Mora.
If you had the salary, you will buy more necessary things.
You would buy. Past over here, so we use would over here. Repeat with me. If you had a bigger salary, you would buy more unnecessary things.
If you had a bigger salary, you will buy more unnecessary things.
Yeah, I kind of think it's true. Unnecessary things because you have more money. Number 6, help us here, Liseth, Susanna. What do you think, Lisette?
If I eat, I no. If I
If it,
mm, if it's perdón,
mhm,
este mm, isn't for Tom, I wouldn't be here.
all right. Always try to
No,
match. No, it couldn't be isn't. It has to be past with past. All right, practice again. If it weren't for Tom, I wouldn't be here. Repeat.
if it weren't for Tom, I will be to here.
I wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here.
Good. Right? VNA, number 7.
You should call me if you will see anything unusual.
All right. Be careful. If we start with the result clause here, that means we're using a modal here. If goes with a verb form. It's either going to be present simple or past simple. Should looks like a past form. It's a suggestion, so we can use it for the first conditional. If you see anything unusual, you should call me. All right? That's this section. Remember, we can change our modal verbs to the other modals in the first condition. For example, should, giving an opinion. All right? Practice again with me. You should call me if you see anything unusual. Repeat.
You call me if you see anything unusual.
Good. All right, let's continue with Diego. Number 8.
Yes, if they had this player day,
There you go. Options.
sería won't lose
They
a single
wouldn't.
match.
They wouldn't lose a single match. Exactly. Passed over here. Passed. All right. Let's go up to Fernanda. Number 9.
Our lives would be much easier if you mm, worked closer to home.
Correct. You have a past form here with your past simple here. Right? And Francisco.
If I got a job in France, we might eat
Crap.
crepes every day.
Correct. All right. It's not realistic. It's pretty unrealistic. But what a dream. All right. Now, if you think about conditionals, and let's add some more conditional practice here. If you think about the conditionals, let's make it a little bit more automatic. All right. I'll show you whether it's first or second. Just practice the verb conjugation. All right, so not third. Let's go to second condition and go back to Fernanda. Fernanda, number 1. If this is a second conditional sentence, what do I need to complete it? My verbs are have and email. Let's practice the structure. What do you think, Fernanda?
If she if she if she have
She had, because we need the past simple for the second conditional.
okay, if she had her laptop with her,
Hmm.
she mm,
Will or would?
would she
Would.
will email me.
Correct. All right. Now more naturally. If she had her laptop with her, she would email me. Repeat.
If she had her laptop with her, she would email me.
Good. All right. First conditional, Francisco. And this is a negative form.
If she don't go,
If she doesn't go,
doesn't go to the meeting, I will not go either.
perfect. And you can always use won't go as an option. All right. Paula Yeretsi. Let's go down to this one, number 6. Also first conditional.
If the teacher will give us.
If plus present simple, will plus present simple.
Okay. If the teacher gives us lots of homework this week, I will I I won't be happy.
I won't be happy. All right, good. Let's continue with second conditional. Renata?
Second conditional, if Lucy had
Good. Past simple.
if Lucy had enough time, she will travel more.
Good. All right, let's continue with first conditional. Michelle?
If the children doesn't eat,
All right, children is plural, so we use don't.
no, don't.
Mhm.
If they,
If the children don't eat soon,
if the children don't eat soon,
mhm,
they will be
yep,
grumpy.
grumpy, yes. All right, they'll have their faces like, and they will be unhappy. All right. Ornelas Zamundio, still first conditional.
If I don't go
Mhm.
to be soon, I will be
Bed,
tired in
if
the
I don't
morning.
go to bed soon,
If
bed.
I don't go to bed soon, I
Mhm.
will be tired in the morning.
Correct. All right, second conditional, Andrea.
If I mm,
All right, with the second conditional, Andy, what you need is if plus the past simple. What's the past simple of want?
want,
Wanted. Remember, you need to pronounce the ed ending differently. All right, so if I wanted,
if I wanted a new car,
mhm,
I I will buy one.
I would buy one. The past of will is would and buy. All right, again, if I want a new car, I would buy one. Repeat.
If I want a new car,
Wanted.
I will buy. If I wanted a new car, I will buy one.
Good. All right. Ramirez Tovar, second conditional as well.
I, Jose, don't speak.
If Jose, practice. If Jose, again, Ramirez Tovar. You're muted.
If Jose don't speak,
All right. What happens in the first part of a second conditional? It needs to be in the past. What's the past of don't? Do you remember what the past of do is?
will,
Do. The verb to do is our auxiliary, and we make it the past. Becomes did. So if you're at don't, it would be didn't. Right? Try again. If Jose didn't speak.
did speak good,
Again, if Jose didn't speak.
good French. He,
Start from the beginning.
if Jose didn't speak, good French, he not more to Paris.
All right. Now, Paris. If we are thinking of the past of will, what is the past of will?
Will
What,
pass,
what is the past tense of will?
gold,
All right. And in this sentence, are we expressing probability or ability?
probability,
All right. So if we're going to just talk about probability, we would say he wouldn't move. All right. You could also use couldn't move, which would be about ability. All right. Full sentence now. If Jose,
if Jose didn't speak good French, he would movie to Paris.
all right. Lisette Susanna, first conditional.
If we don't tidy out flat, we
Oh, that's not first conditional.
perdón.
That's third conditional, number 12. If John,
Ah, ya. Es que sí, perdón.
mhm,
If John don't drink.
but this is not negative. This is affirmative. If John drinks,
Ajá. Ay, espérame, es que sí. A ver. If John drinks too much coffee, he get
he will get future possibility.
getting.
He will get. All right, guys, you have to remember the formula. Let's look back at the formula one more time. First conditional, if plus the present simple, and will plus the infinitive, past simple for the second conditional, and would plus the infinitive. All right, last one, Diego. Number 15.
Yes, if children will be.
Past simple.
mm, But when sería was.
For past simple plural, were.
Okay. If the children were be.
No be. Be is were. That's the same.
Okay. In bed mm, I will
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And you keep the verb the same. You would be able to, because it's infinitive form.
have a bath.
One more time. If the children were in bed, I would be able to have a bath.
If the children were in bed, I would to able to have a bath.
All right. So jump in, guys. Time to practice. You can start off here with the review of first and second. Remember, our schedule is tight. You want to get everything done before the third, and that will be the last day to do both your review 5 and 6 and the final exam. So the recommendation is to get everything done and do the review early so you can have a lot of time to do the final exam and to review all of your other submissions. All right. Look back at everything that you've done so far. Your scores for Forum 5 is already in. If you didn't do Forum 5, go back and complete it and comment on your colleagues' work. And I'll see you next week when we'll practice reported speech. Do take care and bye-bye for now.